Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing The Last of Us on grounded difficulty mode. We're playing the remastered version on the PS4, and this is the first phase of this next section of the guide. I am numbering these thumbnails. I didn't plan to do it because it doesn't really make sense. Well, I guess it does because they are chapters, specific chapters. You can selectable chapters too. One second. But actually, when I scroll through my videos on my phone, it is convenient for me to see the numbers. So I assume it's convenient for other people too. So this section here, they give you a checkpoint right over here, so you'll see a little edit. And my mentality about this is that even if it's a minor part of the game, anything where especially when I'm collecting stuff, and the more information out there, the better about the locations of items. I'm sure some people know where everything is. The one thing I like about it is at least it doesn't fluctuate. Like here, I got spotted, but as long as I don't take damage, I'm okay. Because up ahead is the hardest part in the game, I think, because. You guys, if you're playing this, don't even worry about the final chapter because you can stealth that section so rapidly that that drawer right there, it doesn't give you anything. So that's what I was saying about, at least when something is, at least it's not random. Like if you pass it by, it might have it one time. So I'm telling you, there's nothing in there. So got spotted. But you could pretty much rush this. It's not too bad. And I am enjoying playing this game. But that section up ahead, I actually did it pretty quickly, but that's only because I was really struggling on it when I played it on the PS3 on grounded. But when I played it on the PS3 a few months ago, I didn't get very far whatsoever. I mean, I think I got past the one section. Get the fuck out of my way. Look at that. Look at this. It's like she's intentionally trying to block my way. But look at the screen. This is as bright as you can have it. It's pretty ridiculous. That's why I can't even see where the hell I'm going here. But that section is damn hard. But I have a pretty good route. It's just that it's really tense. And we're dealing with these infected runners that their cones of vision snap around because they move their heads around so much. But in this place, don't bother searching this locker because there's nothing, but there is something in the other one. This parallel one here. What is that? Some scissors? A fourth of a piece of scissors. All these things are adding up. And anyway, so I hope to just move the mic real quick. Probably going to make some distortion. Devil trigger distortion, right? Okay, so where are we now? Just kind of panning the camera around, trying to see where things are. So that fan noise in the back is coming from a PS4. I don't have the disc version, like I mentioned. It's the software, digital. It's just running the digital software, and it's making quite a lot of noise, so it's kind of pissing me off. But it's okay. So let me see where I put this edit. I put this edit a little bit further up the way, up to this checkpoint here, because there are quite a lot of items to pick up. Well, not quite. What am I talking about? There's a few items plus a shiv door. Whenever you see those the triangle that denotes a conversation, you don't have to engage in it unless you want to. So pick up all that scrap metal. That's not the shiv room door. That's just a regular door. It would say used shiv if you want to. But this we all know the fight. Well, it's not a fight. We all know the stealth part that's coming up ahead. We all struggled on it. It was that point in the game when I first played the game on hard mode. When I was trying to unlock Survivor. I think it's called hard. When I was just so frustrated that I was just like, First of all, this is really not even my kind of game. It's not my genre. I thought this game was going to be like Uncharted. I don't even want to play it. So don't forget those supplemental pills right there. And then definitely you need those. And then there is some tape on one of these cubicles over here. What is it? Is it a bandage? Half a piece of bandage, okay. I'm not being sarcastic when I say that. I'm just trying to exactly say, you know, what it is. So it looks like we're going to have a clicker encounter here. And I wouldn't have known about this whole going in front of a clicker and then rapidly pressing the square button if I hadn't watched the Godfather Dictator's videos several months back when he did his live no damage run of this difficulty. And it was infectious when I watched it, you know, no pun intended, but it was definitely infectious watching his videos because I wanted to do a run of my own, and I donated quite a lot to his cause, and it was a great guide that he made. So don't go up there quite yet. I think we need to do the shiv door. And is there anything in here? It's always lovely opening a drawer and getting nothing. There's me screwing up the camera because I'm used to, ever since Ninja Gaiden Black, I've been conditioned to have the x-axis inverted. I hated it at first, but now I can't do anything else. But this game, I am keeping it normal and not inverted. So there's, what did we have? 25 pieces of scrap metal and 10 supplemental pills, and then that's it. Plus this bottle here, which doesn't count because those are all over the place. I think I even throw it out of frustration. But I hope you enjoyed the first video. That was the second take I actually did. Is there something in here? Nice. Half a piece of a cloth. I'm lisping like a son of a bitch, aren't I? Nothing in this one, I remember. Oh, half a piece of alcohol. No, is that alcohol? I think it is. No, the bottle is the alcohol. I'm not sure what that is. If anybody knows, let me know so I can clear that up. Maybe the bottle is the lighter fluid. It might be. So we're going to come up here. I never noticed that guy upside down right there. But of course Ellie has to go up first, so we'll just wait for her to go up. I do love this game. A lot of the salvaging that I'm going to be doing will be off camera too. Or should I? I'm not sure about that. I think I should leave in and just edit those pieces together. My editing style is very particular. I like to have all the cutscenes out of everything. Hopefully this guide won't run into any problems with copyright issues. I had a couple of Content ID matches with the Survivor Guide, but it was like 3 out of all those videos. And I believe I have to sneeze, so there's nothing in the... Hold on. This isn't good. This is not going to be... God bless me. Fuck. There's nothing in that room. I've tried to go over in that room. Well, not tried to. I've been in that fucking room. There's nothing in there. God, I'm lisping. I'm sneezing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to be professional here. Okay. So we are coming up on the hardest fight, and there's several ways you can do it, but it's important to note that there are a couple stationary enemies. The first guy I go after, though, is the one opposite to you when you restart, because you will restart. I don't know anybody who hasn't died in this part on their first try. Then again, I don't know too many people. I don't have. I purposely block notifications from people. I don't want to receive any friend requests or anything, because I just want single player experiences only. That's why I have these. Come on, let me go over. Kind of frustrating here. But I'm not standoff. Well, I'm a little standoffish in person, but when I I just want single player experiences, and those will never die out. But I don't know. It seems like I just want my God of War 4. That's all I really want. And Uncharted 4, whenever that comes out in 2016, that's just ridiculous to have to wait that long. But I don't know. Just give me God of War 4 and I'll be happy. And make it harder than shit. Okay, so we're coming up here. I had to edit this part out because they want you to know how to reload. And then we'll be dropping down here. And this is the checkpoint. So you'll notice an edit here. You'll see the different lighting. So do the 180 turn. And this is hard because when I aim at this guy, even when his back is turned, he whirls around on me. And it doesn't matter if your flashlight's on. But if you mantle over this desk, or vault over it, and you knock the bottle over, that causes noise. And if you just normally do it, even if you see how that right there was close, because if you do it and he's any closer, or even if you don't knock the bottle over, he will hear you. And this is one of those issues where he's walking so fast and we can't move the analog stick all the way up. So you kind of have to get lucky about him dawdling sometimes and just kind of standing still. But most of the time, that guy is the main issue for me. And then it's pretty much smooth sailing over here. Just don't go into the middle of this area until that guy goes over to the left. And then we're going to approach the guy who's stationary over here. So as you approach him, you can either graze the analog stick or do what I'm doing, just aiming while you're walking. I think it's crouch aiming, and then take this guy out. Remember, you have to press the square button to subdue him. If you press the triangle button, you'll knife him if you have a shiv. And then this issue here, there was a waste paper basket over here that I dare not touch because I knew, well, I don't know, it might not have done anything. But this guy always comes over here. He always faces you, and then he always turns around. You've got to grab him, subdue him. The clicker obviously can't see you, and he can't hear a takedown like this. But my main issue here was that waste paper basket right there. You see that one? Or whatever it is. The shredder receptacle. But, ooh, there's a little close call right there. And I swear, when I was doing this, I'm like, I wanted the ability to use stasis to just move that, you know, when you're playing Dead Space. And I thought to myself, that fucking thing was right in my way. So I thought to myself, I'll go over to the left after I eventually go over to the right, but I wanted to keep in all my little deliberations and hesitations over here because it makes it suspenseful, and this game really is suspenseful. So how many more enemies are there? There are 2. So how many have we killed? We've killed 3, so there are 5 enemies. So with just 2 left, it's okay. But first we have to kill this clicker because he's the main issue. Because you can't melee kill those. I mean, you don't want him chasing at you. You want the other guy chasing at you, preferably. And I don't even think I took any damage over here. And I did waste 1 bullet, but there's a bullet on a course up that little incline over there to the right. And this is an unskippable section. So I'm going to wait for this guy to take a left and then approach the clicker. And I don't think it matters if you're in crouch position or standing, but I wanted to stand just in case it did matter. But once you do this, approach him and then press the square button rapidly. And then do the 180 turn and then take care of this guy. I missed and then I just meleeed him. And I don't think I took damage, but that is a damn difficult part. Very challenging. And then don't forget to loot that body right there. Okay, so once we go over here, I edited out that part where you have to hold that stuff for the what is that? 2? I don't understand what that was. I didn't even seem to pick it up. But okay, so we're coming up on another. Okay, so here's how this next part works. Coming up in what kind of? It's like a train station depot waiting room or something. I'm not really sure. Like a bunch of lockers. I don't know what kind of place would be called that contains that stuff. But it's either extremely difficult and tense, or it's pretty manageable, even though they throw out the checkpoint. That's what I first discovered on this difficulty mode about the checkpoints, because I like to get the safe in the next part. I got it in my previous guide, and I assume that when I played Grounded, I thought the checkpoints would be the same, but they're not at all. So I mean, even if you want to go for the safe, it's 50 scrap metal pieces. And the reason Tess was in front of me right there is because I came up here and I couldn't figure out where to go. So if I were you, I would get the safe, the contents of the safe. The only problem is there's no checkpoint, and you have to keep getting the letter that tells you the combination of the safe, because you can't just go to the safe. Here, I've sped this up for everybody's convenience. It's some supplemental pills, the 5 of them. And it took me a few tries, but I was really I couldn't do it the first time. I don't know if you guys remember, there was probably some newcomers for this guide to my channel, and I welcome you. But when I played this on a few months ago, I couldn't. I gave up trying to get the contents of the safe because there was no checkpoint. So the checkpoint is right here, right even before you pick up that Molotov. And the way I'm going to show you, you will use none of your supplies, and you can pick up 50 scrap metal pieces. If that is important to you, do it. If not, I guess you won't. But to me, it's important. So coming up here, there is a shiv to the left, behind you and to the left, and there's nothing in that locker up to the left right there. So the reason I do this is because, number one, primarily I don't like lightly moving the analog stick. I think there should be some kind of a perk. And I had a brown shirt when I was playing this before, like a short sleeve shirt, and I like it more than this suit. I know it's a cosmetic, it's petty cosmetic stuff, but I like the regular brown shirt on him. I don't like what he has on. It's just throwing it out there. You have to clear the game to actually start buying those. But just remember with these clickers, don't get too close to them, and just remember that they can't see you. But you see how he this kind of reminds me of Max Payne, the way the protagonist, when he gets up to a corner, he raises his gun. But anyway, this is the note to Derek, which you have to have in your possession to open the safe. So we're moving past that infected over there feasting on that body, and we're going to approach this other stationary infected up here. And I will show you where the checkpoint is normally on it. They have it on Survivor, but they've taken it out. Whoever thought that putting the checkpoints, it wouldn't make the game difficult. It's just a lot more frustrating and takes more time of the person to keep redoing stuff. So I thought she saw me right there, actually. If you rewind that, she was looking at me. Okay, so this I saw for the first time here, but it's an empty locker. And you're just going to have to put up with them swapping shoulders. Swapping shoulders is done with the R1 button if you have the default controls on. Otherwise, it'll be R2. But the PS4 controller has been redesigned to make it feel more like the 360 controller. And so I keep those on there. So normally, if you don't attract any attention and you mantle over this wall right here on Survivor, you get a checkpoint. But you would have to not have attracted any attention and have it in that kind of neutral state. I thought that was a clicker right there, but it was just her. So this guy patrols this hall. And as long as you can just kind of space enough distance between you and that clicker, just don't get too close to them, because they're kind of fidgety animals. But you're going to have to put up with this, because I'm going to be doing this the entire game. I much prefer to do this. It takes the same amount of time. And secondly, what I was saying a moment ago was, but watch out for this other infected. She's guarding the safe, so to speak. Just mantle over this. It won't make noise. And then slowly approach her and press triangle. Just, rapidly tap on the triangle and then press square. It's a silent takedown. And then we can get the scrap metal pieces. Make sure you pick up a brick over here. So you have to distract the clicker who is close to the ladder to get the triangle button prompt. That was an accident. I'm just trying to switch to my gun. There's nothing in that cash register drawer right there, so don't even bother checking. But if you want to confirm it, go for it. So what we're doing is we're waiting for this clicker to turn around, and we're just going to follow him over there. I probably could have gone before he turned around, but I just didn't want him at my feet. So just remember to make sure he's far enough down the hall before you jump over this, just in case. I just don't trust this game a lot. And just, switch shoulders. But switching, when you're aiming though, be careful, because the depth perception, it focuses, it zooms in a little bit, so it's a little bit misleading, especially if you're trying to estimate the space between you and the enemy. So there are a cluster of bricks over here, and the idea, they want you to distract the clickers. And I made a couple of mistakes over here in hindsight, but how can you not make mistakes? Over here, I was just trying to size up the situation. I was trying to see who was where, and then I actually threw a punch over here, and I thought it was the end of me. And I had done, and there's no checkpoint. It's very far back. It's right over here because I pressed the fucking wrong button. Whenever I throw this punch, it's a complete accident. But fortunately, I thought that was my end right there. But this is really fucking frustrating. I mean, really suspenseful here. So just keep throwing the bricks over to the right and get these guys off your back. There we go. Just one more. And it's not actually that hard. It's pretty good if you just follow that protocol that I've set forth right there. And then we're walking slowly to this ladder, and the triangle button prompt doesn't occur until you stop aiming. So aim out, there's the prompt, and I imagine you could probably still get killed here, so make sure these bitches don't cock block you as you're going up the ladder. No offense, I'm just saying, I'm not against women, but when they're blocking me from going up the ladder and I'm trying to not get killed, I get mad. Okay, so I don't even know if there's a checkpoint over here, so I don't risk anything. So if somebody knows if there's a checkpoint, I would be interested to know that, because this next part's really easy. But if you decide to be sloppy after you think you're resting on a checkpoint, you're going to be in for a world of pain. Anyways, so we're going to go through that door, that broken part of the wall right there, and we're going to try to mantle over that truck with a lobster insignia on it. There's a couple of those ones. A lot of the character models in this game are the same. They kind of repeat quite a lot of them. But there are 3 stationary infected here, and they can be taken out from in front of them or behind them. And anytime he does a loud takedown, it signifies that it's the end of a wave. So that's a silent one, and they don't just do loud ones on you at random, because that would screw up your whole run. They do it on purpose, and it's kind of an indication. Sort of way like the slow motion in Batman tells you that it's an end of a fight. So we're going to take this guy out, or girl. Okay, so smash her in the face, and then we're going to push this over to that truck, and then mantle over that, and then go approach the garage. Open that up. I've edited that out though. because it's not even about cutscenes anymore. It's just, I wouldn't want to watch it if I were watching the guide. So watch out you don't take fall damage right there. And then we're going to approach this garage door, open it up, and then there's some supplemental pills and a trailer in here, and also an upgrade bench. So how many is it? Is it just 5 vitamins? Yeah, 5. Get your 5 vitamins and then go to the upgrade bench, and we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, you know what, you guys, I decided, let me set my keyboard down. I decided not to upgrade anything quite yet because it's still early in the game, and I just don't want to commit to a purchase right now. So nothing in there. We have a couple of encounters coming up, both of which are skippable. And there's a shiv room door coming up. So when you come up here, there is a 1/4 of a blade of scissors. Just checking everything. In this drawer right here, excuse me, and then we're going to get our checkpoint pretty soon. Nothing in this drawer. Some people have all this memorized. I can't. I can't remember everything. So once we go up to this area, we will be separated from our from the women. Let's see here. Now this up here was, I could obviously tell there's nothing in there, but I always expect something to be in there. That is called desperation. I just expect something to magically be in there when I open it. So once you get separated, I've edited that cutscene out, and then well, not a cutscene, just, you know, the filler time that just takes up too much time and makes these files too big. So here's our first checkpoint. Just if you want to gauge, also I had 94 scrap metal pieces. So if I hadn't got that safe, the contents of that safe, I would have 44. And now I'm crafting a shiv, and then I'll have 2 left. So if you want to compare, you know, gauge that against how much I have, just as a gauge. Now, what do you get here? Half of a piece of a band-aid and 25 scrap metal pieces. Some of these, they might not be worth it. I'm just saying, like sometimes I remember Dead Space 1 and 2, they had node room doors that some of them wouldn't be worth it. But I feel like in this game they're rewarding you for saving your artifacts up. Now I'm just going to sprint past her, but be aware that she's chasing you the entire time, so it's actually pretty scary. And once you open the door, you'll secure yourself the next checkpoint. So you can sprint past this, and you can also sprint past the next part. You're not required to do it. So anybody who gets in your way, just hit them. If your teammates get attacked, this is not going to work. But Joel even says, "Follow me." So it just indicates that they don't expect you to do that part. And then when you come up here, the last thing we're going to be doing before we get to the Capitol building is putting this plank down. Your teammates will join up with you, and I hope this video has been entertaining for you, but more importantly, I hope it's been helpful. But even more importantly, I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you continue to enjoy all my content. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.